Hey everybody! We're here with part 3 from path 1 of our Abyss unit and resource breakdown. The last video we looked at Joe Fixit, Mordo, Venom the Duck, Howard the Duck, Hyperion, and the Champion. In this video we're going to start with Cyclops. The Cyclops fight took us 6 revives. We used Aegon. We were already at max combo, and it cost us 240 units. The Cyclops Abyss ability. Cyclops has 2 modes, Overcharge mode and Spread Shot mode. He will begin the fight in Spread Shot mode. After launching a special attack, he will switch to the other mode. Spread Shot mode. During special attacks, the attacker cannot use the Dexterity Mastery, and they suffer negative 100% ability accuracy for all evade and auto block effects. However, the attacker's parry mastery provides 100% perfect block chance in this mode, and a successful parry will carry through the entire special attack. Overcharged mode. Special attacks are unblockable and can't miss. Cyclops can't gain power from landing or taking hits during the fight, but gains 1 bar of power every 10 seconds and has a very high chance to launch a special attack. The difficult part for this fight is managing the 2 different phases that Cyclops is in. Once you have the rhythm down, it's not a bad fight at all. Alternatively, what you can do is just Zerg it with Aegon. Go in, do as much damage as you can, and just bring him down slowly but surely. Next champ is Loki. For Loki, we used Aegon. Took us 3 revives and cost us 80 units. Loki's Abyss ability. Standing near Loki constantly drains the opponent's power. If the attacker stays at 0 power for more than 4 seconds, they take a massive burst of direct damage equal to 35% of their max health. The Loki fight was not too bad at all. It's just a matter of making sure you're not too close to him. Next up, we have Aegon. For Aegon, we used Aegon. Yes, we were hitting ourselves. It took us 2 revives and cost us 70 units. The Abyss ability for Aegon. The attacker has negative 100% offensive ability accuracy except during special attacks. This was a pretty straightforward fight. There's not too much to worry about for this encounter. Next up, Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman, we used Nick Fury. Took us 7 revives and cost us 280 units. Invisible Woman's Abyss ability. When the attacker or the defender feel a bar of power, the attacker is inflicted with a Power Sting passive for 15 seconds, which consumes itself, dealing 600 direct damage if the attacker launches a special attack before it expires. This Power Sting has plus 50% ability accuracy. Unless the defender is under the effects of a debuff, when a Power Sting expires, the attacker receives a stun debuff lasting 5 seconds. Nick's Fury is good for this fight, as when he's in his real phase, he cannot be stunned. Also, with his bleeds, Invisible Woman will always be under a debuff. Next up, we have Cull Obsidian. Okay, for Cull, we used Doom. Took us 1 revive and cost us 40 units. Cull's Abyss ability. Cull Obsidian persistent charges are set to max at the start of the fight. Additionally, he gains 500% buff duration and buff potency for his personal buffs. Whenever one of his buffs is nullified, he also loses 1% of his max health instantly. For this fight, you want to make sure that you're not using heavies with Doom, because you don't want to stagger his persistent charges. Once he gets his persistent charges, if you use your L1, you end up doing a lot of damage. And finally, we have the Collector. For the Collector, we used Aegon. It took us 17 revives, we used 2 health pots, and it cost us 640 units. The Collector's Abyss ability. As the Abyssal Collector loses health, he activates more and more of his Abyss Fractures to boost his stats and grant him new powers. Below 85% health, Protection. The Collector can no longer take more than 1% of his max health as damage from any single source. If this damage cap is hit, the Collector becomes unstoppable for 5 seconds. The cooldown is 10 seconds. Below 70% health, Offense. The Collector gains a permanent boost to critical hit rating and armor rating equal to 2,250. Below 55% health, Shatter. The Collector's special attacks cannot miss be evaded, or be auto-blocked. They also ignore 25% of the opponent's block proficiency. Below 40% health. Immunity. The collector becomes immune to all bleed, poison, stun, incinerate, and power lock debuff effects. Below 25% health. Blitz. The collector periodically becomes unstoppable and fights more aggressively for 3.5 seconds. Below 10% health. Displacement. The collector's landed strikes inflict 2 stacks of displacement. His blocked strikes that aren't well-timed blocks inflict 1 stack. When the player has 20 or more stacks of displacement, they are knocked out. This cannot be prevented in any way. And there we have it for Path 1. By far, the collector is the most difficult fight in the Abyss. In the comment section, there is a pinned link with a more in-depth look at the collector fight and an overview of all of the resources used for the collector. Okay, now we'll take a look at the overview for Path 1, resource and unit-wise. So, we used 101 revives. I had predicted it would cost 116, so we used 15 less. We used 2,198 units. I had guessed it would cost 4,640, so we used about 2,400 less units than expected. So the next video in this series will be part 1 of Path 2. Thanks for watching.